Ever since I was little, like since I could remember, I was always like attached to my mom, and I was always like basically on her leg everywhere she went. The first times where I would like actually go away from her was when I went outside, and I would always play in the dirt. I'd always have like some weird bug or something to show her, like, Mom, look what I found. She'd be like, ah, that's disgusting, get away from me. And then flash forward to many years later, I'm 17, summer of 2018. She was like, all right, trying to get ways to get me out the house, doing something productive. So she recommends me Onondaga Earth Corps.
There you go. Let me just show you what you do.
Onondaga Earth Corps is a youth conservation corps program.
My name is Eli McDonald. I'm the founder of the Eli McDonald Green Team, which is now called the Onondaga Earth Corps. Certain areas of the city was having a lot of gang activities, kids on the streets, not doing any kind of work or just hanging out on the streets. The Gifford Foundation was going to put a program in my name and call it the Eli McDonald Green Team, a program putting youth to work for the summer.
We draw on kind of this really local move to improve community through young people. Youth have an amazing amount of energy that they often get a bad rap about, and when harnessed can lead to shining examples of the future of our community.
So whenever we see these, we try to remove them to help keep the diversity, not only in our rain gardens, but in the forest as well.
It was definitely different, something I never expected to do, and taking me out of my comfort zone. I was 18 when I got hired. I was 19 when we actually started. So while I was still very young, I wasn't in high school, I wasn't in any type of schooling. So for me to come across something at that age that actually influenced me enough, that was so to the left of everything I've ever known, it really pushed me to want to become a better version of myself, to for once use the potential that I know that I have and the potential that, you know, say my teachers have told me since, you know, kindergarten, that they've seen in me, you know, hey, you really have, you know, the opportunity to do something great.
Bindweed we usually get rid of because it tends to choke these out and we need these to stay here. I wanted to do things like out of my comfort zone. Usually I don't do that much, so this is actually something that teaches you a lot. You know, you never knew about a Phragmite or anything like that until you get into stuff like this. You're more outdoors, you get to talk to people, socialize, you know, learn things you never learned before.
I think this is a little bit too flimsy for the saw, so we're gonna lop it. So what she's gonna do is use these loppers to take the tree down. I'm sure a bunch of you used loppers before on your sites, right? Lower. As low as you can. Okay. So when we do this, what we want to do is make the cut as low as we possibly can and take as much as the tree out.
We also teach them things about general life. We have personal development with them. It helps them to, you know, start their journeys in life and into adulthood. So we help them out by doing things like getting them set up, hooked up with their resumes. We get them hooked up with services that they need, take them to places that they need to go, and most of all, we do a lot of networking and get them to know folks in the community.
A lot of young people need a place to start to get prepared for work readiness, for employment. In some communities, that's a very natural thing that happens. Parents are pushing people out to get work. There's access to a lot of first jobs. In Syracuse, that's not always a given. And so young people who've never had a job, have never had the expectations of being in a place of employment, there's a lot to learn.
Being an inner city kid, being limited to certain resources for various different reasons, Earth Corps comes with open arms to show you something, to give you a resource, to give you opportunities to, you know, put you on to other resources that you probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
everybody here is so supportive and they want you to succeed, and it's just a positive work environment that lifts everybody up. Like different mentors around waiting for you to like say, oh, can you help me with this? They're like, yep, I can help you.
A lot of people look at what we do and they see the environment. They see, oh, these guys plant trees, they maintain gardens, they work on vacant lots, they work in parks. All of that is very important and front and central in what we do, but that work is a vehicle for youth empowerment, for that confidence building that you see in the young people in our program, and the civic engagement. Those are, the environment and civic engagement are vehicles for youth empowerment.
And these trees we're gonna plant, I want you guys to feel some responsibility. These are your trees.
I would probably say the outreach and the personal engagement with the community. I know how refreshing it is to get information from someone that looks like you, and to get to see someone who started off as a youth crew member and worked their way up. You're getting all of this information from a person who has learned all of this over just a matter of years.
Now this side is going to have to go down deeper, so we can
Get in
actually,
there, Jalate.
actually can get it, okay?
My favorite part was the community tree plantings, where we would do like a little bit before that, like a couple weeks before, we'd do outreach and hand out flyers. Like, hey, this is a community tree planting. We're gonna be on your block. Just wanna let you know if you wanna come out, plant some trees, learn something, get the little ones involved if you got little ones, and just be positive, bring some positivity into somebody's day. And when we bring them out there, I like seeing like other people feel the same way I felt when I was first planting that tree.
We will one way or another get you on board with something and send you home with something that will stick with you for a lifetime. And so that is why I think it's important, to support this program, because we need it. The city needs something, positive. We need something that is helpful and beneficial, not only to our ecosystem, but to our people. Because without either or, we have nothing.
I feel like Earth Corps has provided me with a direction and a goal in life, because before I didn't really know what I wanted to do after high school. Like that's every high schooler's dilemmas, figuring out, hey, what happens after this? You get 4 years to figure it out. And I got lucky, to be honest. When I was 17, the summer before my junior year, I was like, hey, this Earth Corps stuff is nice. And then I got rehired again for the season after the summer, the fall season. And that's when I was like really considering like, oh, I could really do this. Like I can really take this to the next level and actually go to college for this and get a long-term career in this, because this is what I like to do. And I know a lot of people go through their lives and they don't figure out that one thing that they really have that deep passion for, and I'm thankful and lucky for that, and that's what I really appreciate that OEC has provided for me.
How does that look, Judy? Looks good from here. Okay, so hold it right there.
When I'm putting the trees into the ground, it's like, yeah, I did that. And then when I help somebody else do it, who's never even thought about planting a tree, and I see that in them, and I see that same moment where they're like, yeah, I did that. I'm like, yeah, you did that, but I did it too. Yeah, I guess I am kind of doing that now, like, in a way. I'm not showing my mom anymore is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm showing the world, or at least Syracuse.
Literally, for every tree that you guys can see that we've planted, we've also planted a seed in an individual. So it is so much more than just that work.